welcome. This is Sports Recruits 101. Tonight, I'm going to talk about setting up your Sports Recruit account. And to get started, I'll introduce myself. My name is Mia Hall. I'm a customer success manager here at Sports Recruits. Little background on me, I played lacrosse collegiately at Millersville University and was a former Division II women's lacrosse head coach for over 10 years. After I transitioned out of that, I became a club director. So I've been running a girls lacrosse program for the past 8 years. And for me, I always love talking about best recruiting practices. And I'm really excited to be with you tonight to talk about SR 101. So let's look at the agenda for tonight. First, I'm going to talk about the onboarding process. Then we're going to talk about building your athlete profile. Then I'm also going to talk about the difference between committed and uncommitted student athletes on the platform. And then going to round it out with how to maximize your membership and go through all the features that you have available to you. And then at the end of tonight's session, if we have time, I'm going to take some of the questions that you may have. And just to note, as I'm going through the webinar, please make sure to throw in any questions that you may have into that chat feature. Again, if I'm unable to get to your question tonight, we'll make sure to follow up back with you in an email to answer those questions tomorrow. And then because this question comes up quite a lot, this webinar is being recorded, and you will receive a copy of this email or this webinar emailed to you within 24 hours. So, don't worry about feverishly taking notes. You'll be able to rewatch this as well if you would like. And with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is the onboarding process. So upon signing up for your membership, an email was sent to the player email on the account. So the email that was sent will look just like the one here, and it had a button that read activate your account on it. When you click that button, you'll then be taken through the onboarding process. If for any reason you can't find that onboarding email, just shoot us an email at help@sportsrecruits.com and we can resend you manually that onboarding link for you. After you do that, step one will be to identify yourself as either the athlete or the parent. If there was a parent email associated with the account when it was first set up, you will also receive an onboarding email. So each person that has an email linked to the account when it was set up will have to go through the onboarding process. So it will be different for a parent and the athlete. Step two then will be to confirm some personal info. For athletes, you'll need to enter in your grad year, your phone number, and your email. Once you hit continue, it'll then prompt you to set up a password, and then you'll be onboarded. So it's as simple as that. Okay, so now that you've onboarded your account, you have your password set up, let's talk about building your athlete profile. So when you're in your account, the first thing you want to do is navigate to the top right-hand corner to your profile tab. A sidebar is then going to appear and you can start adding in your information there. You'll want to go through each section on the left-hand side and fill out as much information about yourself as possible. Ultimately, a completed profile is important because it's going to provide college coaches with all the information that they need to evaluate you as a student and as an athlete. And then another tip too, as you're going through each section and filling it out under that profile tab, always make sure you hit the save button after editing each section. As you're going through each section of your profile, it's also, going to be really important, and you should really think about it as if you're building out your recruiting resume. Again, we strongly advise that you fill out your profile completely. This entire process to build your profile probably will take you 10 minutes, but it will make college coaches way more likely to message you because you've taken time and filled out that profile completely. The three most important areas that you'll want to complete is first to upload a profile picture. Something to keep in mind, college coaches actually just prefer, a regular photo of yourself versus an action shot of you. So don't like spend a ton of time trying to find a cool shot of you playing. A simple and quick headshot will absolutely do. And we also know that just by having a profile picture pays off. College coaches are 3 times more likely to respond to messages if you have a profile photo uploaded to your account. The next thing that you'll want to make sure is that you add video to your profile. So whether it's a highlight reel, a full game, or a skills video, or all three, all are great. So make sure you add video. And then lastly, that you're filling out and completing as much academic information as possible too. And in the next couple of slides, I'm going to do a little bit of a deeper dive into each one of those areas for you. Another thing that you'll want to complete is making sure that your account is blue check verified. So verified accounts are important because they serve as an indicator to college coaches that you're a real student athlete that's committed to playing at the next level. To become verified, you just need to do 3 simple things. First, have a profile picture uploaded to your account. Next thing is make sure that your grad year is listed on your account. And then the last thing is that you have your position or your positions that you play input on your account as well. Once you have done those 3 things, you'll then have a blue check mark next to your name. So just so you know too, verified accounts receive 2 times more profile views from college coaches versus non-verified accounts. So please make sure that you complete these 3 simple tasks and get that blue check mark next to your name as you are filling out your profile. As you're going through each one of these sections too in the profile tab, make sure you check out the My Family section. Here is where you'll be able to see any of the email addresses associated with your account. You'll also be able to add cell phone numbers if numbers are already not listed there. Some college coaches we know like to communicate via text, so providing your cell phone information is also important in the recruiting process. Another reason to add your cell phone number is that anytime you receive a view or a message notification on your SportsRecruit account, not only will you receive an email notification from us, but you'll also receive a text notification alerting you to profile activity. So it's really important to add your cell phone number as well. Another pro tip, make sure that the email listed in the athlete section of this page is the athlete player email, and that any parent email is listed in the guardian section of the account. So if you're in this section and you notice that the emails are switched, and maybe the parent email is in the athlete section or vice versa, you'll be able to quickly switch and modify the emails in the My Family section under that profile tab. If you need help doing that, we have help articles on our SportsRecruit website that will walk you through how to switch the emails. Or as always, you can always email our customer success team at help@sportsrecruits.com, and they will also be able to help you modify emails if they're in the wrong places. Okay, so after going through and filling out all your information under the profile tab, the next thing that you'll want to complete is uploading video to your account. Student athletes are able to upload an unlimited amount of video to their profile. By uploading video, student athletes are also able to receive analytics around the footage, including being alerted when a school views one of your videos, which is pretty cool. College coaches are also 11 times more likely to send a message to an athlete with a video versus profiles that have no video. So again, make sure that you add video to your account. And then also a pro tip of mine, make sure that you also designate one of your uploaded videos or highlights to be your featured video which will load at the very top of your profile. And I'll go into that more in the next slide. So again, let's talk about this feature video, and it will show up right where that green circle is there. This feature video should either be your most recent and best highlight reel or your most recent video available. This is because it's going to be the first video that college coaches will see when they click on your profile. To make a video, your featured video, you'll first need to navigate over to the video section of your profile. And then once there in your video library, just find the video that you want to make your featured video, select the little gear icon at the bottom left side of that video, and then a drop-down menu is going to appear, which one of the options will be make featured video. And that's how you accomplish it. That's how you make a featured video. Another important tip, when you do upload a video, it doesn't automatically go onto your profile and it's not visible for everyone, including college coaches, to see. Instead, anytime you upload a video to your video library, it will be gray or invisible. To make it visible for college coaches to see, you just have to toggle over to the visible button and change it from gray to green to make it visible to show up on your account. And as you can see here on this slide, this athlete, Derek Jeter, has 3 videos that are currently visible on his profile from his profile page. And again, remember, college coaches are 11 times more likely to message you if you have a video visible on your profile. So definitely upload videos and tip the odds in your favor. Okay, so once you've finished building out your athlete profile, so again, that means you've added your profile picture, your grad year, your position, you've filled out as much academic and personal information as possible, upload a video. If you ever want to see what your profile looks like to a college coach, you can. Under the profile tab, there's a little button that says preview. Click that, and the preview tab will show you exactly what college coaches see when they're viewing your profile. Okay, so next on the agenda is the difference between committed versus uncommitted student athletes on the platform. So when we look at the data of committed versus uncommitted athletes, what we know is that committed athletes had a strong online presence, meaning they made sure that their profile was complete and up to date. They provided college coaches as much information about them as possible to evaluate them as a student and as an athlete. And as you can see here by the charts provided, just by simply uploading a transcript, a video, a profile picture, you drastically increase your chances of receiving attention from a college coach because you've done those things. The second thing that stands out amongst committed versus uncommitted student athletes is outreach. 80% of committed athletes reached out on their own and emailed more than 10 schools. So that being said, you'll definitely want to make sure you're casting a wide net and emailing and reaching out to as many schools as you think may be a good fit for you. That's going to be really important. And then the last graph about outreach here and committed student athletes. And I think this chart really speaks for itself. Basically, what this chart is showing is that the more schools you contact, the more exposure you will receive. Again, based on our own research, we found that 80% of committed athletes contacted more than 10 schools. So again, I just really want to hit home that being proactive in your outreach is absolutely essential in this process. There is clearly a direct correlation between contacting more schools, getting more views from college coaches, getting in front of the right people, and then becoming committed. Okay, so the last thing I want to go through tonight is making the most of your account and the features that you have available to you on your profile and your account. So the first feature that you should absolutely be aware of is our free highlight reel editor. So here you'll be able to use any film that you've uploaded to your video library, and you'll be able to clip out your best plays in this editor and easily publish this highlight reel to your profile. It's a great way to quickly get film up on your profile as fast as possible after a game or an event. These published reels are also able to be downloaded, and you can also send these links out to college coaches if you would like. The next feature I'm going to dive into is the advanced school search. To get here, when you log in, navigate over to the schools tab at the top of your account. Here, you'll be able to search for any school in the country. What's great is also you can easily filter your searches based off of, regions that you're interested in or school sizes that you're interested in, academics, athletic division. Once you have, put your filters in and that filter list populates, you'll then be able to click on any of the school names on that new list that populated and get to the school's landing page. When you do find a school that you like and you're learning about more of them on their school landing page, make sure that you favorite them by clicking the heart icon that's on that page. When you are going through the school search process, I think what's really important is to also make sure that you are doing your research. When you're researching these schools, again, take time to click into the school's landing page. These landing pages they have a wealth of information available to you. They, will show you, the school size, the selectivity, the academic majors that they offer, and more. And again, once you're on that school landing page, if you do find a school that fits the criteria that you are looking for, favorite it. As a club director, I recommend this feature to all of my student athletes within my program because I think it's such a great way for my student athletes to discover and find new schools that they have probably never been familiar with, just by simply, putting in the criteria that's important to them. And then, having a list of new schools that kind of populate for them to check out. Additionally, we always recommend that student athletes, especially when they first start this process, are favoriting between 25 and 30 schools on the platform. So why is that important? Well, as you can see here, committed SportsRecruit members favorite an average of 28 schools. So, casting a wide net and making sure to keep an open mind in the process, always important. And I think the last thing to also remember is, all of these tools were built to be fluid. We know that the recruiting process just doesn't happen overnight. I think if you guys approach the recruiting process with an open mind and be willing to adjust and be willing to, maybe, add more favorited schools later on or delete some, make sure that you're doing that throughout the process. After you have favorited schools, you can then organize your favorites list under the favorite section of the schools tab. In this section as well, you'll be able to, rank schools based on mutual interest between you and the program. You'll also be able to organize your favorite list, as either a fit, reach, or safety school. You can also sort the schools on your favorites list based off of the last contact that you've had with them. So I think this is great because it helps you kind of keep track of the schools that you haven't reached out to in a while in that contact list. Let me just check here because I see, okay, just some questions coming in. Perfect. Keep putting them in there. I'll check those out when we're done here. You can also track your progress with each school by using the milestone feature. So this feature is great because it really helps simplify the recruiting process down to 6 easy steps. I also think that the milestone feature is great because it's a great way to visualize the recruiting process that hopefully ends in a commitment. So check that out as well. The next feature I'm going to talk about is our messaging system feature, which is one of the most important tools on the platform. The great thing about our messaging system is that every single college coach email in the country is in our database. So sending a message is super quick and very easy. So to send a message, you simply, in the to section, just have to type in the school that you want to contact and then choose the coaches that appear in the drop box. Then after that, you write your message. The messages that you are sending through the platform hit the collegecoach.edu email just like a normal email would. When the college coach replies, it actually goes straight back to your inbox that's located in the messaging tab. The best part about the messaging system is that your profile link automatically embeds every single time you send a message through the platform. So you no longer have to worry about adding video links to every message. It will automatically be right there when you're sending messages. That link will also allow college coaches to seamlessly enter into your SportRecruit profile and view the information that you have just provided. And again, if you ever wonder what your profile looks like to a college coach, especially when they click that link in your message, you just have to go to the profile tab and then preview to see what your profile looks like to them. Now I'm going to talk about how to utilize your activity feed. So when you first go into your account, you'll automatically be taken to your activity feed. Your activity feed is your home base. This is where you can see all the interactions happening between you and college coaches. On the left-hand side of your activity feed, you'll also be able to see your target listed schools or your favorited schools. And you also can see your college view counts on that page as well. And then speaking of view counts and view notifications, say you do get a view notification from a school. What do you do then? We at SportsRecruits get asked this question a lot, mostly in terms of, after a view comes in, should we reach out or when should we reach out? Those are the two questions that we get asked a lot. So our advice for that question is for you to kind of go through these do's and don'ts right here on when you message a college coach back or if you message a college coach back based on a view. So the first question that you should ask yourself if a view comes in is, am I interested in this program? So say XYZ school views your profile. Are you even interested in that school? That's the first question. The next question that you should ask yourself after a view is, have I ever spoken to this coach before? Have I ever gone to a camp of theirs before? That's important to kind of keep in the back of your mind as well, and an important question to ask yourself. Another question to ask yourself when views come in, is this program at the same level, both academically and athletically, as the other schools I'm interested in? Sometimes you'll get a view from a school that you've never heard before. So it's really important for you to do your research and see if it is maybe on the same academic and athletic, level as a lot of the other schools that you've favorited thus far. If you are answering yes to these questions in the do section, then definitely go ahead and message that college program back after those view notifications. I think another thing surrounding view notifications too that you want to consider is taking into account when the view came in, especially if it was during an event. If a view notification came in during an event, the best practice for you guys is to wait until after an event is over to follow up with those college coaches. And then another piece of advice in the do section that I really wanted to highlight was, I think when views come in, especially if it's from a program that maybe wasn't on your radar, or maybe it was, it always is, I think, a great practice to also reach out to your advocates, your club coaches, your high school coaches, let them know that these views came in and ask them their opinion. Like, hey, this view from this school came in. What do you think about this? Do you think I should reach out? They're another resource for you to help with, I think figuring out, should I message this program or not? And then I also wanted to quickly just highlight some don'ts. things that you shouldn't do when view notifications come in. So first thing, if a view notification comes in, don't message the college coach immediately, okay? Go through those questions that I just outlined first. Another don't is, don't include in your message to the college coach, like, hey, I saw you viewed my profile. It's not great practice to do that. And then another don't I wanted to highlight as well is parents. If you see view notifications come in, especially during an event, do not approach that college coach if you see them on the sideline during that event. So there's some don'ts to think about as well. Oops, sorry. And then at SportsRecruits, we understand that the recruiting process is a lot. Because of this, we also, wanted to highlight some of the recruiting resources that you have available to you with your membership to kind of help you guide yourself through this process as well. All of these resources that I'm going to highlight in the next 2 slides are available for you guys to get to quickly when you are logged into your account. So when you are in your account, all you guys have to do is go to the More tab at the top right, and you will see shortcuts to all of these resources under that tab. All of these resources are also available on our main SportsRecruits website at the bottom of the page too. So I just wanted to point out those 2 places you can find these. The first resource that I wanted to highlight is our resource center. Our resource center is such a great place to start if you're feeling overwhelmed about where to start with this process. Our resource center has a number of different articles for you to view to learn more about the best practices and how-to content to improve, your recruiting process, especially as you go along each year. The next resource that I wanted to highlight that's available to you is our webinars. So you can attend monthly webinars just like this one to learn more about the platform or any other recruiting topics. All of the webinars that we put on provide an in-depth information about, certain areas of recruiting, like building your target list of schools, or a webinar that we put on is the importance of messaging college coaches and other important recruiting topics. The next webinar that we are hosting is on September 18th, and it's preparing for an interview for a coach. So if you are at that stage of the recruiting process where you're sitting down with college coaches, that would be a fantastic webinar for you guys to check out as well. And then I also wanted to highlight our SR blog as a resource as well. So this is a great blog that we keep updated with, the most up-to-date NCAA rules and the recruiting process in general. So those are 3 that I wanted to highlight there. And then lastly, another resource that you always have available to you is our SR knowledge base. So our knowledge base is a collection of how-to articles. Most contain videos, but they are about our SportsRecruit platform. So if you ever run into any trouble while you're using your account and you run into any trouble while using your account, or you want to learn more about a certain platform feature available to you, you'll be able to find that answer here in our SR knowledge base. And then here again is the screenshot of the More tab, where you'll be able to find the shortcut to all these resources that I just mentioned when you are on your profile. Okay, so now we have some time for the Q&A section of tonight's agenda. I know some questions were flowing in, so let me check these out. Give me a second here. Is there an integration between Trace and VO cameras? Such a great question. We do have an integration coming with VO in 2025. We don't have anything yet. With Trace and VO right now, you would just need to download the video from those platforms and then upload the video to the student athlete library. And that's how you would be able to get that on there right now. Again, in 2025, there will be an integration with VO coming as well, so keep your eyes open for that. Does a school see if they're on your favorites list? It's a fantastic question. Um, on the college coach side of the platform, they are able, if you favorite a school, they are able to filter their athletes to see any athletes that have favorited their own program. They are not, however, able to see all the other schools that are on their list. So they're only able to see if you have favorited them or not. And it is such a great way, I think, as college coaches are in the platform and they are looking for student athletes, that's another reason for you guys on your end to make sure that you are building out those favorites lists and favoriting schools, because college coaches are discovering athletes based off of anyone who's favorited them on their end. Great question. Lots of good questions coming in here. Hang on one second. Do you recommend having everything complete on your profile before reaching out to any schools/coaches? That is another great question. I would say a lot of factors go into that. Number one, I think, where you are at in the recruiting process or what year you are, and that, the recruiting process is a little different for, each sport. I would say, if you are a freshman that is just starting this process, definitely want to make sure you complete, the first three things, having your profile picture uploaded, having, a little bit of your academic information up on your profile, and then video, those three things for sure. And, as you go through the process, and each year your academic information is going to change. So make sure that you're uploading that. But I would say you want to at least build out a little bit of your profile first before you start messaging college coaches, because again, when the college coaches hear from you, they want to at least see probably a video of you, or at least a little bit of your academic information. So having at least that put in there is going to be important. When asked about a pro account, we selected the free account, but we have a pro account through club. How should we change? Sounds like if you are seeing, if you have, if you know you have a profile through your club or you're under your club subscription, but you are still seeing to like upgrade your account, I would suggest reaching out to help@sportsrecruits.com. It sounds like you may have a duplicate account, or we need to get you under your club subscription. So definitely reach out to help@sportsrecruits.com, and our customer success team will be able to help you out with that. How do I get the onboarding email? If you are unable to, well, first check your spam, see if the onboarding email went to your spam account. If you don't see it in your spam, reach out to help@sportsrecruits.com. Again, our CS team will be able to send you your onboarding information to get you into that account. I think I have time for like one or two more questions. You guys have been great. These are great questions that are coming in. What is the correct age for an athlete to make a profile? This really depends. I think having an online presence is important. With the NCAA rules, they are different between the divisions 1, 2, and 3. Division 2 and Division 1 schools can't necessarily reach out to a student athlete until junior year so June, sorry, June 15th, entering into their junior year, or September 1st of their junior year. But before then, I think, if you are a freshman, it would be absolutely, a good idea to have a profile set up by then. 8th grade, if you want to start the process as well, at least like getting some of your information uploaded there, completely fine. Anything younger than maybe 8th grade, you might be waiting a little bit. before, a college coach is checking out your profile. But I think maybe 8th, 9th grade, for sure, I think the correct age for an athlete to start building out their profile. And let's see here. Last question I have time for here. Is there an app to get your phone to create this profile? We do not have a Sports Recruit app. The website is mobile optimized. We do have a way though that you can bookmark on Safari on your phone to be able to quickly get into your account. And we can send you some more information on how you can accomplish that if you email help@sportsrecruits.com. But not an official Sports Recruit app at this point. But again, thank you so much for your questions and for attending the webinar. Definitely check out our upcoming webinars as well. I hope you guys have a great night.